Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the today's release team meeting for the Kubernetes release 1.24. My name is Max. I will be the host for today. Please remember, the meeting is under the CNCF Code of Conduct, which actually boils down to be nice and awesome to each other and have just a great time together. So for today, we have nothing extraordinary on the agenda so far. Therefore, we can jump actually right into the updates from the different substreams, and we get started with the enhancement team by Grace.
Hello, everyone. Currently, we're having 33 track, 21 alpha, 37 beta, 16 stable, and 3 deprecation. And our enhancement freeze is at 6 p.m. PT tomorrow. We will be having an enhancement freeze party, which I left the Google link there for everyone, and I will send that again to the SIG release channel. Everything is looking good. Our status is green. I do want to point out one of our major change, the Docker shim removal enhancement status is still at risk. Maybe they'll file an exception. Maybe they'll get it in by end of tomorrow. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right. I see the Docker shim is coming in with a tough wind. We have also later some updates on the doc side, I think.
What's the issue that they're having? Because I thought all the code changes had already landed.
I think they're just missing like updates on latest milestones, things like that. I'll double check.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. If there's anything needed, please raise a hand so we can have a look on it. Perfect. Thank you very much, Grace. CI Signal with Dieter.
So yeah, hello everyone. Our current status is green. Moving to updates on master blocking, we have 5 flakes in which 2 of them are reported, and yeah, 0 failing. On master informing, we have some flakes but no high risk right now, and yeah, again 0 failing on master informing. And yeah, CI Signal dashboard donation is in motion. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for the update. Bug triage with Rito.
Hi, everyone. So the report from bug triages and blocking issues, we have 2. One is the Docker shim removal, which was followed last week, and they replied they're currently looking at it because there are no updates from the upstream, but they're tracking it. And the second one is the Kubernetes publishing bot is broken. So this happened at the end of the release 1.23, but we are still, should we follow this? Should we continue to follow this? What's happening and mark the milestone 1.24? This is a question for the release team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we need a publishing bot, right?
Absolutely. I'm not sure if there is also if the branch management has some hands on it. I don't know, okay. Sasha, I think you're on the call. Do you aware of something?
Yeah, I haven't followed the conversation, but I thought Carlos will give it a closer look tomorrow, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. Then we are looking into it and see how's the following up.
Sure. Okay. Maybe I can follow up in the same issue, what's happening. And then otherwise it looks green. And yes, and from our team perspective, we are currently going through all our issues and tracking it and replying like what's the status. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you. All right. I think that's something which we should have a look on latest next week to double check on it. Nate with docs.
Hello, everyone. The doc status is still green. Our integration branch into the website is healthy for 124. As the to the team once those are sort of in place. It's hard to keep track as they sort of keep changing up. So Docs sort of starts work in earnest after Docs freeze, seems almost every team has got a Docker shim removal update for the Docs. We have on Tuesday mornings a meeting with the Docker shim Docs removal project, and right now that project, removing Docker shim from the Docs, seems like it is moving forward quite well. We had some questions about how do we know when we're finished, and I'm still not sure that we know how we know when we're finished yet, but that's something that we are working on. And then there were some questions during our last meeting about external docs to sort of downstream documentation sets, and we've decided that those, for our part, are not release blocking. So that's where we are.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, as expected, Docker shim is not leaving us for free. It doesn't want to leave the room. Okay. Release notes, by the way. Lucas.
Hey, really weird issue / bug with Krell. It didn't like Vi of all things, but the alpha 1 PR is generated. The alpha 2 PR generation has begun. Perul, the shadow is volunteered to do it.
Mm-hmm. Do we have a bug report on the issue?
No, I tried just recompiling, and that didn't work either. So I just switched computers.
There is a Slack thread that was about it. I've linked in the notes.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Then we have comms with Mickey.
Everything's looking green right now. We're starting the process of identifying content for both the deprecation and removals blog posts and also the release blog posts. Both will follow the enhancements freeze. And I've been joining Nate bright and early on those Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific calls for SIG docs on the Docker shim removal. What I've been trying to do more recently there is look through all the backlog items that we have and identify which ones might be appropriate for inclusion in that deprecations and removal blog post. So if anyone has any additional ideas, feel free to let me know. But that's about it on our end. You know, it's still early days for comms, so not doing too much right now.
No. Well, I think you can maybe find also some good inspiration on the previous communication and really posts which happen on the blog about the Docker shim. So you do not need to reinvent everything from scratch.
Yep, good idea.
And there's
awesome.
Sorry to interject. There's also a couple of blog posts that have been proposed by the Docker shim removal folks. They're kind of buried in the board, but I can send you the issue link specifically after this meeting and sort of surface those for you.
Okay, that sounds good. I may have caught a couple of them already, but any help is appreciated.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Maybe you can add them directly here to the document so that everyone can have a look onto it.
I will do that.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you, guys. Moving onward, release branch management with Nabarun.
Hey everyone. So the first update is yesterday we released the first in-cycle alpha release for Kubernetes 1.24, which was 1.24.0 alpha 2. Everything went smooth. We did not face any issues in cutting the release. And it happened quite fast as well, I believe, because this is alpha. There were some steps which are not needed. But yes, if anyone consumes our alpha releases, please do use them and find more bugs. Next up, Jim Angel will be the branch management shadow for this release cycle. I'm not sure if Jim is there in this call, but I'll let him introduce himself like in the future calls. I've like created PRs to include him in the mailing lists and also in the release team roster. So he should get the invite automatically from the next time onwards. Next up, we have the Alpha 3 release on February 15th and Alpha 4 on March 22nd, if I remember correctly. And then we have like Beta 0 postcode phase. So more on those things later on. But for now, for the next 2 weeks, we do not have much updates on our plate. And that's all.
Awesome. Very excited about having Jin with us in the team. Great news. I think the Emeritus advisor we can skip. Joseph has not made it so far into the call and can move on directly to James.
Hello. Just on Joseph's thing, yes, he didn't make it to the call. I believe the first of his 2 sessions is directly following this call, is my understanding. And then there's another one kind of later on. So shadows do go along to that. They are very useful. My update, still trying to meet every SIG. It's difficult. Some of them are a bit elusive. I had this naive impression that every SIG would have their SIG meeting in the community calendar, and that does not appear to be the case. So I'm having to go through and find all of them, which is interesting as an experience. But I will go on. This is less valuable now because I was simply going in and reminding people about like code trees and stuff, but it's a bit late for that now. So, but I'll probably still try and do it. I am also looking for input. I want to introduce more meetings. There's a Slack thread about this. If people go look at that, it'd be really useful. In the schedule, we don't add another meeting until week 11 in March, I want to say, like another weekly meeting. And I'm wondering, in previous cycles, we've had an APAC EU one added on Fridays earlier, but it was never kind of like a formal decision on the schedule, I don't think. It's just something that got done. I'd be interested in people's thoughts on when we should add those. Should we be adding them right now? Just opinions in general. And I'm going to give the mid-cycle release doodle another week or 2 for people to respond to it before I kind of close that and pin down a time. And then I'll open another one for times for the end of cycle, the 2 end of cycle ones. That's it from me. If anyone has any questions for me.
Thank you very much. I just shortly looked up the shadow orientation meetings. There's actually one scheduled for today, I guess right after this meeting, and then a second one for tomorrow. I just can tell you the European time, which is around 5 a.m. I'm not sure if this is right because it would be a little bit early for us. But every shadow should have an email, at least in your favorite email service and an invite. Please check it. It's from Joseph Sandoval. Maybe it could be also end up in spam. Just double check it and have a look if you got it. If not, raise a hand or write us a message, or better write Joseph a message as a shadow so that you not missed in the call. Perfect. Do we have anyone from SIG Scalability in the call? I haven't seen someone. Doesn't look like. Alrighty. So with that, we are once through today's agenda. Do we have any updates on top here? Also doesn't look like. Perfect. So then we can have a short look on our release team projects board. Nothing big. It's more about to raise the awareness that there from time to time are popping up some of the potential topics and issues you can have a look at, where your input is very valuable. And sometimes where we have also some tickets running a bit longer, and always a very good place to contribute in addition to improve the whole process and procedure around the SIG release team. And other than that, I think we don't have anything currently burning here on the board. Any further input from the team? Things you would like to ask, mention, highlight? Also nothing in the chat. Perfect. All right, then I'm going to stop the recording. And if you have any, first of all, I wish you a very great day and also soon a great weekend.